Hi, Shell. We are live.
Hi, Peg. We're live.
And we're doing a premiere.
It's a live premiere.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
So,
we'll show up in the chat to talk with you guys. But this month is crazy, and so we needed to do another fun premiere. This one is about designing your own art tools because this month is all about art design. So we're going to be making some different types of maybe one type of tool, maybe a few types of tools. Maybe we put them to use or not. I mean, we will put them to use, but I don't know that we'll necessarily finish anything. Yes, we have some fun foam. We've got some styrofoam. If if you live in the United States, I know this doesn't work in Europe, but if you live in the United States, you could make this type of tool out of a meat tray. You can cut the bottom out of a meat tray, you know, that your hamburger steaks come in. We get styrofoam here in the United States. Doesn't happen in Europe from what I hear, which is smart and good for Europe, but for us, we end up with styrofoam. But I purchased these on Amazon, and I have a whole stack of them, and they are super fun to make art tools out of, to make design tools out of, in a lot of different ways. So I'm going to start with that, and I think that Peg's going to start with one too.
yeah, I've had this stuff in my stash for a long time. I've done any number of these over the years, and they are fun to use because it's your own hand. You know, you're making your own design, and that's what this
Yes.
month is about, is design. So, you know, use what you have. You can, if you have styrofoam plates and cups and things like that, recycle them, turn them into a design element that you use in your art instead of just tossing it in the landfill.
So I have some stylus tools here, ball stylus, and that's what I'm going to be making impressions into my styrofoam with today. You could also use a ballpoint pen. You could use, like, you know, if you want to make straight lines, you could use something like a skewer or a palette knife. You know, anything that can make a straight line. Um, Anything that you can press pretty hard and make an impression into this foam. I just tend to use the ball presses because they are rounded on the end, and it makes it easy to write with them if you want to write. You know, of course, if you are actually going to try to make words, you need to remember that they're going to come out backwards.
That's
Because
true.
this becomes a printing tool. So if you do want to make some words, a good way to do it is to use a stencil and turn the stencil over so that the letters are backwards. And then you can make a printing tool with a word that actually works when you print it. But I'm just going to make some geometric shapes on mine to start with. And then I'll probably add in some pattern later. And you can do whatever you want, spirals, circles, just so long as you're getting a good pressed situation.
I'm going to try this with some Distress Oxide ink and see how badly it beads up on here.
You're
Now,
already inking
sometimes
it?
I've done this with paint, but I thought, I'm going to try it with some ink and see what it does. And I don't mind something that looks a little bit distressed. Doesn't bother me in the least. So,
In fact, I think you like it.
I do.
You like it to
I'm going
be
to use something
distressed.
other than music paper, but music paper is what I got out here. So, I guess that's what I'll use first. And we'll just see how this transfers. Oh, not too bad. Give me an image, right? And so then this, I can take that same pen Well, that stuff stays wet for a while.
Well, it does have that pigment in it, so, and the resin,
Yeah.
so that's not surprising.
But then you can add your own marks to that, you know. And make a mess on your desk. Oh boy. And then this can get glued down in a collage on a page.
Absolutely.
And this is how we begin our art. Actually, that showed up pretty well on there too. I'm surprised. That's Distress Oxide on black paper.
So this tool can be just straight up printed like Peg did, or you could use it with a gel plate and you get a different effect depending on how you did it. So I might show you that too. I don't know. I haven't got my gel plate out, but I could maybe grab one.
Yeah, I do have one. I keep my small one in my drawer beside me.
Yeah.
Keep it handy here. So if I want to use that same piece that I just did, actually I got a couple of them here. What did I do with that? I threw it aside already. Okay, so if I want to use that to transfer, then I would just take some, I've got some leftover paint out on my palette. Imagine that. So I'm just going to take that paint, clean off my palette, and put it down on my gel plate. Makes a lovely pink. And this is a little bit on the loose side, so I'm going to add some gesso to that, thicken it up. You know, some of the paints, if they're loose, they just want to bead on the gel plate. So I'm going to add a little gesso.
Ah, my hand is getting tired.
That's, yeah, if you do many of these, it does do that.
Yeah.
This is not turning. I think I've got this in too far. Pull it out a ways. All right, that is not turning. What is the story here?
I don't know.
Well, I think I'll just might pick up some of that paint. Having to push pretty hard on that. So if I pick up some paint, and transfer it. go. Kind of cool.
So that's pretty fun. I'm going to start out by printing it with some ink as well. I think I'm going to try this VersaFine Clear and print it on some tissue paper. So let's start with that. Once I put the ink on there, you can definitely see the pattern that I made, which is just basically a series of rounded rectangles. Rounded rectangles.
That's a cool design. I like it.
Yeah, that's something that I think is fun. So I'm getting the positive impression here of this. And if I use it on the gel plate next, I can get the negative impression. So I'm just going to press it down. And then I end up getting some pool paper like that. So that will be fun to use in a project. I just need to...
So I'm actually working on the background of a journal page here. Just because I had it out. And I've got this on my plate where I was picking up the paint. So I'm going to transfer that onto this tissue.
So I sort of wiggled it and got a big smear, but anyway, you can get the idea of how that works. And I'm just going to clean it off a little bit instead of, I could have probably made another one with the leftover ink there, but I wanted to move on and make it a big mess and my fingers are getting all gross.
This will coordinate with what I've got going on down here. So use those paints up, you know, because then you've got coordinating pieces that you can cut up and use in your work.
So how fun was that? That was fun. So if I'm going to use this on my art journal page, which I might actually make one here in my junk journal, then I want to make some other coordinating tool elements to go with this. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the reverse. I'm going to make some paper with the reverse of this using the gel plate. So let me show you how to do that. I get another piece of tissue here. And I got to grab a plate. I think I've got some right here, actually. Yep, still on the thing. So this is what I think is fun to do with these kind of plates, is to do the inside impression of it. So I need to get a credit card, and I need to get some sort of, that's way too flimsy. I need to get something stiff. A scraper, maybe. There's a scraper. All right. And some acrylic paint, and I like to use a goopy acrylic paint. So let's go for this. Phthalo turquoise. I think it's phthalo turquoise. And I put a little bit of this goopy paint on there. And then if I just scrape it, I want to get something to protect me from making a mess. Well, I already made a mess, so that wasn't too great. But if I can scrape it across here, like this, I can get that paint down into the grooves of the plate, right? I don't want it to be on the surface. I want it to be down in the grooves, and it looks like I'm going to need a little bit more. Huh. Explosion. Explosion. Get down in there. Get down in there. And I'm doing this on a piece of scratch paper because, yeah, making a big mess. Getting it all over. So I'm trying to press that goopy paint down into the grooves as much as I can and scrape the rest of it off where I don't want it. All right, let's give it one last really good scrape. Scrape. All right. So then see how it's like down in the grooves now? And when I press it down on the gel plate, I get the lines instead of the tops. I don't know if you guys can see that. I can do it multiple times so I can fill up this whole gel plate. This is a 6x6. And then I can take it over here and do the same thing on this 5x7. And the more I do it, the less excess paint I get. And I will end up with different things. But it will absolutely coordinate with my other piece.
Absolutely.
So repetition of pattern creates good design, right?
It does. Repetition is important. Just like I have a repetition here of the circular motion.
Let me just get some bigger pieces. I got that, and I've got some rice paper in here in the little folder, so I'll use that. Couple pieces of rice paper. Making a huge mess on my hands. Imagine that.
Another thing in design is contrast, and you notice I'm going from this white and pink background to this black component that has some of the pink, which is unifying from the background to this piece. So it ties it together, but it's quite a contrast.
So that's still pretty wet, unfortunately. It's gonna smear the design a little bit. Should really set it aside, let it dry. I can also probably just put a piece of paper over this and press, and I can get yet another different look with the same plate just by making one styrofoam plate and try to pick up some of that paint down in those little grooves. And that's going to be a really light one, but still same design. So that'll be fun.
We having fun yet?
Oh, I love this, doing this. This is one of my favorite stuff. So that one I adore. That's really cool. I got a little bit of excess over here, so I'll just pick it up.
So you can also cut shapes out of this stuff.
So see, this is the opposite of this, but yet very well coordinated. And then this is a lighter version, so that can go along with it. Let's put these aside to dry. This one with the pigment ink is still not dry. But the Versamark Fine is still not dry. And we still need to pick this one up, so let's do that. If I was phthalo blue and I wanted a coordinating color to go with me, what color would it be? This one might be nice. Ocean green. Let's see about ocean green.
Okay, so let's see. wondering if I can comb into this stuff. That might be kind of interesting. If I push hard enough? No, I push too hard. It's kind of gets away. I am getting something there. Hey, give it a go. Let's see, one come.
Very fun, very fun.
There, you guys see that?
I could probably get one more interesting one over here.
That. Let's pick our plate.
There's enough pattern left there that this will be interesting.
A little bit of paint. Oh. Ooh, that was a lot of paint. Whoops.
Did the paint decide it had its own mind?
It did.
Yeah, mine does that a lot.
I might have 2 plates worth. Where's my other plate? Here we go. Might as well put it down. Yeah. Okay. So this is not as thin as what I normally would do for gel printing. Because I'm going to put that impression in there. And this is not a extended dry time paint. So I'm going to put this in here. Pick up the paint. And get a design. Now I've got a design on my plate. And I can print with that.
I don't know why that won't pick up right there. It doesn't want to.
A lot.
Here's another one.
Now you will need to clean these out because the paint will build up inside of there.
So I think I'm going to make another tool. I've got a really heavy piece of cardboard packaging. I mean, this thing is heavy. Heavy. I can't even bend it. And I've got some self-adhesive fun foam. And I want to make a tool.
Oh, I love self-adhesive fun foam. I do.
I think I'm going to make something that has similar shape and pattern, but is a little bit larger. So when I'm doing repetition here, I'm making it slightly larger, slightly more something, I don't know. But it'll be a similar pattern to what I made before. Kind of rounded rectangles, You're being a thing today.
Okay, so I've still got this and this, and they're starting to dry out. So I'm just going to take some, I don't know, tissue paper. Pull that. What else have I got out here? Oh, I've got another piece of deli. Just let that soak into those papers a little bit. That's got a little bit of the design left on there. I think I'm going to take some paint in a contrast. Don't really like that color. Don't know why it's in my stash. Did you ever get like that? Why do I own that paint? This one is called Fuchsia. It's a Dina Wakley. And I'm going to let it pull some of that stuff that's on the plate there that I left from that design.
Okay, let me peel and stick these suckers.
See what we've got going on over here. That's still very wet. So I'm going to put some more of that paint down. See what we can get. Yeah, still working. Might have to set that aside to work for a while. Let it dry. So
I don't like to wait for things to dry.
I've got this piece. Just taking a palette knife here, and I'm drawing with the palette knife.
Peel and stick. Okay.
Okay, so now we got a little leaf pattern. And it calls for some kind of blue-green, maybe? Yeah.
You can also make marks in the fun foam with pokey tools of any sort, like this. But there's something very similar in a larger scale. So what are we going to do with it? Let's take some sort of paper. This is the paper that I already had rolled some paint off of off of. Am I making any sense? No. And I can use this tool to become like a stamp. Let's just kind of squish this around a little bit. Put some on there. And this can make these shapes on a piece of black. Do I have black? So those can go along with what I was doing, right?
Right. Oh, I like that.
Where's that ocean color? Do the ocean color. Also, of course, we can bring back the gel plates. And we could do this a couple different ways. We could put some paint on here. Ew, look at that paint goober. It's a big one. Let's clean that up. That actually would make a pretty fun print just by doing that. We can take our tool, squish it onto this plate, and then squish it onto this plate. And even the rest of it onto this. So we're ending up with so much different things just by making a couple different tools.
That's the fun part.
Yep. I think I need another one. Got extra paint everywhere. Trying to get it all off of there so I can use it again later sometime. All right, another scratch. Okay, let's pick these two up. Let me just find some paper.
Oh, I smeared that. Oops. Oops, oh well.
How much time? 20 minutes? Ish.
Yeah.
Well, I need to glue these onto something to make them into something still.
So, you know, that's cute. That would make a cute card front.
This one I might just be able to pick it up.
Or even the front of a journal or something would be fun. Let's see. This is that other tissue.
So many cool prints. Look at that one. That one's cool.
And let's see. It's not dry yet. It's still cold and wet, but I'm going to pull it. Because I want to.
Got that. I got that. I got this. And I'm going to pick up one more off of there. Maybe I'll use white this time. And coat, and coat. Of course, I lost my roller paper. Even one more on there.
Using that pink residue off. Or most of it, you know. I don't like to store it that way because they do get pitted.
Cool. So I ended up with all these papers by just making two different kinds of tools. Let's look at all of them. Dry yet? I don't think it is. So these definitely all go together.
They do.
And some are bigger designs, some are smaller designs. So I should be able to just pop those onto anything I want, and they will look great together. I like this one, this last one. It's like so almost there, but not quite. I'm going to need, I think, to either press this down onto something. Try to get the excess. See, it's not dry. Try to dry it.
Okay, let's see what we're doing here. You see the
Hopefully that's
texture in that from the plate? It's kind of cool. Gotta like that.
Oh, and I also have this piece, which is my roll-off paper where I tried to clean up a little bit. So I've got more and more and more.
More and more.
Yes, more and more. I just need to, looking for some paper to tuck under here to keep the other pages clean. It's amazing what you find. Random canvas just stuck in there somewhere. I don't want to get it. It just makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Some days.
I guess one day I thought I was going to do a canvas and then I didn't. I don't know. These are junky pages because it's my junk journal.
That's what happens when it's still damp. You end up tearing it.
I think I'm going to start with this one because it's pretty darn cool. And I just need my tearing ruler to tear some of the edges off here. I do not need them, and I don't know how that orange got on there. I'm guessing it's from the plate already had some orange on it or something, and I picked it up. But it actually makes a really great contrast color, so
it does.
Might end up using orange.
It might end up being something.
Yeah. Works really perfect. So what if I wanted to just start my background with that? What if I wanted it to go all the way across so that it was not smack in the middle? And I would say that that was a smart use of design by not making it smack in the middle. I think I can do this with a glue stick. I'm going to try. I probably should get out some matte medium or something, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to use a glue stick and try to get it glued down that way. Because I don't want to get out any wet media right now.
Yeah, wet stuff stays wet for a while.
Yeah.
Bane of my existence. Okay, so I've got several of these printed papers that I'm really liking. With all that texture from that texture plate. And then these papers have the texture plate background, but then I did the leaf on top. So those are pretty cool. I don't know if this is dried down enough yet. I want a pasta pen.
Okay, I like that. That's pretty. Now let's find a different piece. Like maybe one of these lighter ones. And put it up here. So I need to tear. Actually, I'm going to go with that darker part. So tearing is going to need to be right about along that. Okay, cool. Whoops, that was not a good tear. I'm going to have to trim that. Okay. That's cool. Maybe I just need a piece of this.
What I was looking for. Oh,
It's a little bit narrow. Oh well. Get go to the edge. We can do something about that later.
if I have some. Did I do? Did I do?
And then probably a super light one up here. Maybe that.
That one. Don't like that one. Oh. Bang. I said bang. Okay.
So keep in mind that this is a junk journal and the pages were not flat to begin with, and they're certainly not flat now, but you get the idea. I still have tons of pieces left, so we'll have to figure out what we want to do with them. I was thinking it might be kind of fun to do a strip of these. So if I can just like tear right there. And also it's got to tear the edge of this side. It's not so uniform. And we could put that down here like this. And it would cover up that area where I made it too short and also be kind of an interesting design element. But I am going to have to get a new color out and do something else with some other color. So hopefully I still have a little bit of time.
What do I want to use here? God,
I don't know. What do you want to use there?
I'm not sure yet. You know me. I have an assortment of stuff.
Yes,
So,
of course.
of course I do. I need my glue though.
So there's my background. And I like it. Gonna need to do something else though. I'm not sure what yet. Still looking at my little pieces.
Oh, dripping glue everywhere. Good grief. I opened a new bottle and it's runnier. And it drips. Got some of this, like that. That's pretty cool. If we combine that.
I don't think there's enough contrast between that and that to do that, because that just doesn't look right. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope. So, what am I trying to say here? I don't even know. What do you want?
Okay. That's cool.
I want something interesting. And it did like have that orangey red popped against there. So let's go find the box. Did not plan this very well. Let's see, orangey red. Red or orange. Orange, orangey red. But orange.
Weren't you going to pick a color? Okay. Get through there. Good grief. I've got tons of fingers today. There's a cute little personalized note card from what we created here. Good stuff. This could actually go on another page. Where's my book?
I put my glue away, didn't I? Silly me.
Could actually become another journal page. Right? So there's that card. And there's my page I was working on. It's not complete, but it's, you know, it's a start. So I think that kind of wraps it up for me. How about you, Shell?
I was just putting in some other color on here. I mean, obviously, definitely not done. Not even
Looks
close.
good though. I like your color selections. I like what you did with your design. Fun stuff.
Adding some orangey red, reddy orange.
I think that's perfect against that turquoise.
Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah. I'm with you there. For sure. One of my favorite combos.
And then probably need one over there. I'm guessing.
I'm just trying to wrap up my fluff. There's got to be a better way. I have drawers of stuff like this. From when I did card making, I just got lots of it, so need to use it up.
So then, obviously, I would do a little bit of pen work. I need Posca pens, maybe something definitely opaque to do some other work on here.
Got about 1 minute, Shell.
1 minute?
Yep.
Well, anyway, you get the idea. I'll do some interesting pen work on here and then something else, and it would end up turning into something, but you get the idea. We're making tools to use in design today.
Yeah. And those are pretty cool designs. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you again next time. Bye.